Good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Sorry I'm so late. I have had an incredibly long and difficult night. I have been sick all night long. I don't know what happened, but I had my dinner at like 7. It was pretty spicy, like really spicy. I went to bed at 10. I took my supplements, and when I took my supplements, I felt like one of them stopped right here, and it hurt really, really bad. And so I waited a few minutes, and then when I laid down, it got super painful. Like, I temporarily thought I was having a heart attack. Like, it was bad. It hurt so bad. And so I sat up in bed and I laid sitting up in bed, and that pill just went from here to here and sat there all night long. And I'm still not, I'm doing a lot of swallowing. So I maybe slept from 6 a.m. to 8, but I can still, I don't think there's a pill stuck there anymore because I've taken 4 pills already this morning, but it like set off really, really, really bad reflux and stomach upset. It's been a long night. So hence the reason I'm late. So all right. May 3rd. Duties of the Levites. 1 Chronicles 23, 1 through 6. When David was an old man, he appointed his son Solomon to be king over Israel. David summoned all the leaders of Israel together with the priests and Levites. All the Levites who were 30 years old or older were counted, and the total came to 38,000. Then David said, "From all the Levites, 24,000 will supervise the work of the temple of the Lord. Another 6,000 will serve as officials and judges. Another 4,000 will work as gatekeepers, and 4,000 will praise the Lord with musical instruments that I have made." Then David divided the Levites into the divisions named after the clans descended from the 3 sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The Gershonites, 1 Chronicles 23, 7 through 11. The Gershonite family units were defined by their lines of descent from Libni and Shammai, the sons of Gershon. 3 of the descendants were Libni and Jehiel, the family leader, Zetham and Joel. These were the leaders of the family of Libni. The three of the descendants of Shammai were Shelomoth, Haziel, and Haran. 4 other descendants of Shammai were Jahath, Ziza, Jeush, and Beriah. Jahath was the family leader, and Ziza was next. Jeush, and Beriah were counted as a single family because neither had many sons. The Kohathites, 1 Chronicles 23, 12 through 20. 4 of the descendants of Kohath were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The sons of Amram were Aaron and Moses. Aaron and his descendants were set apart to dedicate the most holy things, to offer sacrifices in the Lord's presence, to serve the Lord, and to pronounce blessings in his name forever. As for Moses, the man of God, his sons were included in the tribes of Levi. The sons of Moses were Gershom and Eleazar. The descendants of Gershom included Shebuel, the family leader. Eleazar had only one son, Rehabiah, the family leader. Rehabiah had numerous descendants. The descendants of Izhar included Shelomoth, the family leader. The descendants of Hebron included Jeriah, the family leader, Amariah the second, Jahaziel the third, and Jekameam the fourth. The descendants of Uzziel included Micah, the family leader, and Ishiah the second. The Merarites, 1 Chronicles 23, 21 through 32. The descendants of Merari included Mali and Mushi. The sons of Mali were Eleazar and Kish. Eleazar died with no sons, only daughters. His daughters married their cousins, the sons of Kish. 3 of the descendants of Mushi were Mali, Eder, and Jeremoth. These were the descendants of Levi by clan. The leaders of their family groups registered carefully by name. Each had to be 20 years old or older to qualify for service in the house of the Lord. For David said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, has given us peace, and he will always live in Jerusalem. Now the Levites will no longer need to carry the tabernacle and its furnishings from place to place." In accordance with David's final instructions, all the Levites 20 years old or older were registered for service. The work of the Levites was to assist the priests, the descendants of Aaron, as they served at the house of the Lord. They took care of the courtyards and side rooms, helped perform the ceremonies of purification, and served in many other ways in the house of God. They were in charge of the sacred bread that was set out on the table, the choice flour for the grain offerings, the wafers made without yeast, the cakes cooked in olive oil, and the other mixed breads. They were also responsible to check all the weights and measures. And each morning and evening they stood before the Lord to sing songs of thanks and praise to him. They assisted with burnt offerings that were presented to the Lord on Sabbath days, at new moon celebrations, and at all appointed festivals. The required number of Levites served in the Lord's presence at all times, following the procedures they had been given. And so under the supervision of the priests, the Levites watched over the tabernacle and the temple, and faithfully carried out their duties of service at the house of the Lord. Duties of the priests, 1 Chronicles 24, 1 through 19. This is how Aaron's descendants and priests were divided into groups for service. The sons of Aaron and Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father, and they had no sons, so only Eleazar and Ithamar were left to carry on as priests. With the help of Zadok, who was a descendant of Eleazar, and Ahimelech, who was descendant of Ithamar, David divided Aaron's descendants into groups according to their various duties. Eleazar's descendants were divided into 16 groups, and Ithamar's into 8, for there were more family leaders among the descendants of Eleazar. All tasks were assigned to the various groups by means of sacred lots so that no preference would be shown, for there were many qualified officials serving God in the sanctuary from among the descendants of both Eleazar and Ithamar. Shemaiah, son of Nethanel, a Levite, acted as secretary and wrote down the names and assignments in the presence of the king, the officials. Zadok, the king, and the officials. Zadok, the priest, Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, and the family leaders of the priests and Levites. The descendants of Eleazar and Ithamar took turn casting lots. The first lot fell to Jehoiarib. The second lot fell to Jedaiah. The third lot fell to Haram. The fourth lot fell to Sirium. The fifth lot fell to Malchijah. The sixth lot fell to Mijamin. The seventh lot fell to Hakaz. The eighth lot fell to Abijah. The ninth lot fell to Jeshua. The 10th lot fell to Shechaniah. The 11th lot fell to Eliashib. The 12th lot fell to Jacob. The 13th lot fell to Huppah. The 14th lot fell to Jeshabeab. The 15th lot fell to Bilgah. The 16th lot fell to Immer. The 17th lot fell to Hezer. The 18th lot fell to Haphazaz. The 19th lot fell to Pethahiah. The 20th lot fell to The 21st lot fell to Jachin. The 22nd lot fell to Gamul. The 23rd lot fell to Delaiah. The 24th lot fell to Maziah. Each of the groups carried out its appointed duties in the house of the Lord according to the procedures established by their ancestor Aaron in obedience to the commands of the Lord, the God of Israel. Whew. It's hard enough to say these when you're feeling good, let alone when your stomach's upset at me. It's even hard to say these names harder. Family leaders among the Levites. 1 Chronicles 24, 20 through 31. These were the other family leaders descended from Levi. From the descendants of Amram, the leader was Shebuel. From the descendants of Shebuel, the leader was Jedaiah. From the descendants of Rehabiah, the leader was Ishiah. From the descendants of Izhar, the leader was Shelomith. From the descendants of Shelomith, the leader was Jahath. From the descendants of Hebron, Jeriah was the leader, Amariah was the second, Jehaziel was the third, and Jekameam was the fourth. From the descendants of Uziel, the leader was Micah. From the descendants of Micah, the leader was Shemir, along with Ishiah, the brother of Micah. From the descendants of Ishiah, the leader was Zechariah. From the descendants of Merari, the leaders were Mali and Mushi. From the descendants of Jaziah, the leader was Beno. From the descendants of Merari through Jaziah, the leaders were Beno, Shoham, Zachar, and Ibri. From the leaders of Mali, the leader was Eleazar, though he had no sons. From the descendants of Kish, the leader was Jeremiel. From the descendants of Mushi, the leaders were Mali, Eder, and Jeremoth. These were the descendants of Levi and their various families. Like the descendants of Aaron, they were assigned to their duties by means of sacred lot without regard to their age or rank. Lots were drawn in the presence of the of King Zadok, Ahimelech, and the family leaders of the priests and Levites. Duties of the musicians, 1 Chronicles 25, 1-31. David and the army commanders then appointed men from the families of Asaph, Heman, Jeduthun to proclaim God's message to the accompaniment of lyres, harps, and cymbals. Here is the list of their names and their works. From the sons of Asaph, there were Zachar, Joseph, Nethaniah, Asarela. They worked under the direction of their father Asaph, who proclaimed God's messages by the king's orders. Oh my word, there's a whole bunch more names here. From the sons of Jeduthun, there were Gedaliah, Zeri, Jeshaiah, Shimei, Hashabiah, Mattaniah, 6 in all. They worked under the direction of their father Jeduthun, who proclaimed God's messages to the Lord, to the accompaniment of lyre, offering thanks and praise to the Lord. From the sons of Heman, there were Bukiah, Mattaniah, Uzziel, Shubael, Jeremoth, Hananiah, Hanani, Eliath, Gedalti, Romati, Ezer, Josh Bekisha, Malathi, Hothar, and Mahaziah. These were the sons of Heman, the king's seer, for God had honored him with 14 sons and 3 daughters. All these men were under the direction of their fathers as they made music at the house of the Lord. Their responsibilities included the playing of cymbals, harps, and lyres at the house of God. Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman reported directly to the king. They and their families were all trained in making music before the Lord, and each of them, 28 in all, was an accomplished musician. The musicians were appointed to their term of service by means of sacred lots, without regard to whether they were young or old, teacher or student. The first lot fell to Joseph, son of Asaph clan, and Joseph of the Asaph clan, and 12 of his sons and relatives. The second lot fell to Gedaliah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The third lot fell to Zachar and 12 of his sons and relatives. The fourth lot fell to Zeri and 12 of his sons and relatives. The fifth lot fell to Nethaniah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The sixth lot fell to Bukiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The seventh lot fell to Asarela and 12 of his sons and relatives. The eighth lot fell to Jeshaiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The ninth lot fell to Mattaniah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 10th lot fell to Shimei and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 11th lot fell to Uzziel and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 12th lot fell to Hashabiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 13th lot fell to Shubael and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 14th lot fell to Mattahiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 15th lot fell to Jeremoth and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 16th lot fell to Hananiah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 17th lot fell to Josh Bekisha and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 18th lot fell to Hanani and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 19th lot fell to Malathi and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 20th lot fell to Eliathah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 21st lot fell to Hothar and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 22nd lot fell to Gedalti and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 23rd lot fell to Mahaziah and 12 of his sons and relatives. The 24th lot fell to Romamti, Ezer, and 12 of his sons and relatives. Oh my goodness gracious. That's some tongue twisting going on right there. My tongue is in 2 pieces right now. Whew. All right. I did it. All right. We are on day 122, which is May 3rd. Tomorrow is Tilson's birthday. All right. Opportunities to trust. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Confidence, hope, assurance. According to today's verse, that's what faith gives us. Those very things mean the difference between believing in our hearts and taking bold steps of faith in the world. Think for a moment about the great men and women of the Bible, about the early church, many of whom were martyred, and about believers today who suffer for Jesus around the world. The accounts of their lives are glorious and inspiring because these men and women not only had faith in their trustworthy God, but also took steps of faith, steps into the unknown. Now think about times when you've taken a step into the uncertain. Maybe you didn't actually have a choice. The company relocated. Your child entered kindergarten. The bank didn't approve the loan. Still, you suddenly found yourself stepping into the unknown and needing to trust God. Looking back at that experience, what did God do to grow your faith? Whether you're about to take a step into the unknown now or you're preparing to sometime soon, remember all the ways God has proved himself trustworthy when you encountered the new and unfamiliar. Rest in what he has matured in you, unshakable faith. Opportunities to trust you are the opportunities for me to grow unshakable faith in you. So, Lord, I thank you for the unfamiliar, uncertain, and difficult times. When I see you work, I see once again your trustworthiness. Boy, that's the truth. All right, let me read through the chat real quick. We'll be praying for that for sure, Melissa. For sure. Faith. Mushy sounds like a new oatmeal recipe. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I did, Nikki. I only slept from about 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. this morning. I may have dozed off a couple of times, but the minute I would doze off, I'd wake up feeling like I wasn't going to be able to hold things down. So, oof. I think the relatives were just men, Faith. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much for that prayer. I appreciate that very much. Bassie is doing well this morning. He just finished his breakfast. Took him a little while. He's laying down resting. I don't think his pain is quite as well controlled as the last time he had surgery. He's panting some and kind of looks like he might be a little bit uncomfortable, but he's also got an upset stomach from the antibiotics, so he's struggling to eat. I can tell his stomach is upset. He goes outside and eats grass, but he's peeing like a champ. So that is wonderful news. He's peeing better than he has. He is peeing better now than he was after the first surgery. After the first surgery, they suspected some stones were still left in his urethra that had got stuck that they couldn't get out because they saw them on an x-ray. And I think they caused this last blockage. Because this time that dog is peeing like, just get out of the way, because he'd be peeing like for real, and he didn't do that after the last bladder stone surgery. So I think this time may be different, maybe better, and he's doing good. He's doing a lot of laying around and looking pathetic. He lays around, looks sad, looks at me like, why can't I get on the couch, Mom? This isn't fair, Mom. Why can't I get on the couch, Mom? So, but he's doing okay. So both of us are going to lay around today. I'm going to do a fair amount of sitting around today because I just need to keep things down. Well, he probably could, Anne-Marie. That's a good idea. Yogurt might help. That's a good idea. I do give him some bananas, and I could give him some chicken and rice probably too. Yeah, he's got 5 days of them. So, yes, it's going to be a day of sitting today. I ain't going to no gym today. I'll be doing push-ups and sounds like a new class, push-ups and puking. Nobody wants pukey KJ in gym class. No, nobody wants that. So I'm just going to go ahead and really, Nikki, interesting. I do have some kefir, Shirley. I could give him some kefir. Probably upset his stomach more since he hasn't had it forever, but I could give him a little bit. Yeah. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and end. Well, he is actually eating that. Good to know. Good to know, Starlet, because I'm putting pumpkin in all of his food because he has other issues happening too post-surgery. Lots of fun going around over here, puking and constipation and all the good stuff happening on a Wednesday morning. All right, let's go ahead and end our morning in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, I thank you so much for the blessing of Wednesday. Thank you for all that you do for us and all of just the love that you show for each and every one of us. Father, I pray for all of these prayer requests today. I pray for Melissa's husband that his breathing will improve so that he can have the treatment that he needs. I pray for reduce pollen or the impacts of pollen on Brad so that he can feel better and be cleared for whatever treatment, surgeries or treatment that he needs. I pray that you will put your healing hand on her husband. Father, I pray for the lady that has a stone in her urethra that is stuck. I pray for healing there. We all know how difficult that can be and the complications that can come from that. Father, I just pray that you will help her to please release that stone and give her quick healing. Father, I pray for everyone else who's on here today. May they all have a good day. I pray that you will help us to be a blessing to someone that we encounter today. Help us to think about others as we go about our day and not just ourselves. If we focus on others, it brings so much light to our day. So help us to be a blessing to someone else today that we encounter. Thank you for everything you do for us. In your precious name I pray. Amen. Okay, seriously, did I stay praying? My computer went to sleep while I was praying. So I don't know that I stay connected if you heard the entire prayer, but I did say an entire prayer. Good to know, Anne Marie, because I've been giving him that for his pills. That's what I've been hiding his pills in. Is banana. He loves banana. Okay, good. My computer went to sleep. I woke up and it was all black. I'm like, what the heck? Whew. All right. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I am not going to cook breakfast this morning. I'm going to have myself a banana smoothie, something. That's such an interesting statement, Cindy. The smallest package on earth is someone wrapped up in themselves. That's pretty interesting. All right. I love you all. I love you. I was going to say I love you all this morning. I love you all every morning. I hope you have a wonderful day today and stay on plan for goodness sakes. I'll be over here doing all I can to keep food down. Don't be going off plan on a Wednesday. It's the on planiest day of the week. All right, guys. And happy birthday, Karen. Thanks for joining. Happy birthday. You get to come on and hear about barf and constipation on your birthday. Yay! It's a party. Oh my gosh. All right, my friends. I love you so much. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye, guys.